Hi everybody, what's up? This is Mr. Highway here. Today I'm going to share with you the first out of 3 videos on a certain type of polynomial equation. Now this is the first out of 3 because we have 3 different questions that's very similar but of 3 different difficulties. In the first question, we have this one, a quadratic equation that is of alright difficulty. In the second video, we have a cubic equation that is kind of difficult. In the third video, we have an insane level difficulty question that is really going to blow your mind. But let's go back to the first one. So here the question goes, solve x squared minus 2/3 x minus 1/3 is equals to 0 by completing the square. Now if you want to learn about the basics of completing the square, you can check out my teaching video on completing the square. Just check out the link in the description below. I'm assuming here that you know how to complete the square. So first we have x squared minus 2/3 x minus 1/3 is equals to 0. If you want to complete the square, then you will isolate the first 2 terms, x squared minus 2/3 x, okay, and the third term is going to be isolated out, okay. So I write the 1/3 away, and the first 2 terms, I leave a blank here, I close the bracket here, and I'm going to have one blank here and another blank here is equals to 0. Okay, so here I'm going to add one term here, subtract one term here. Here, I'm going to add the square of this one divided by 2. 2/3 divided by 2 means times 2 in the denominator, and then I'm going to square this. What I'm going to add here, I will also subtract here to balance out the equation. So 2 cancels and you have 1/3 squared. Okay, so now this 3 terms is going to form the perfect square, happy family. X minus 1/3 bracket square. And this one, if you evaluate it, you will get negative 4/9 equals to 0. Then from here, I'm just going to bring over the 4/9, bring over the square, you get the square root, and bring the minus 1/3 over. And we will have x is equals to the 4/9 go over, and you have a plus minus square root of 4/9. Then we have the 1/3 that's brought over, you have 1/3 over here. Negative 1/3 brought over is positive 1/3. So x will be equals to 1/3 plus, okay, this 4/9 square root gives us exactly 2/3. 1/3 plus 2/3 is 1. Or 1/3 minus 2/3 is negative 1/3. Right, that's it. This is a very standard question, solving a quadratic equation by completing the square. Right, so let's go to 2 now. Let me just write it here, this is part 1, and now we have part 2. We're going to use the results here to solve for this equation, 25x squared minus 10/3x minus 1/3 is equals to 0. Now, if you look at this and this, they don't quite seem to link, isn't it? Here you have x squared, and here you have 25x squared. This is 2/3 x, this is 10/3x. But this is negative 1/3 and this is negative 1/3. So the constant remains the same. However, the x and x squared terms are different now. Okay, so you definitely can't multiply it by a certain constant throughout to get from here to here. Okay, it doesn't make sense. The trick here is actually just to sub in values of x to a different value of x. Okay, what I mean here is, now, let's see, x squared becomes 25x squared. But the 2/3 x becomes 10/3x. Okay, so now this is pretty obvious. You look at the x term, the 2/3 x becomes 10/3x. It's multiplied by 5, isn't it? So now I have a suspicion. I think the x here is replaced with 5x so that I can get from this equation to this equation. So let's see, is that true? I'll say that let x is equals to 5x, and we sub that into the first equation. What I have here will be 5x squared, because this is x became 5x, right? And then here you have minus 2/3, the x here became 5x as well, minus 1/3 is equals to 0. Then we have 25x squared minus 2 times 5 is 10. over 3x minus 1/3 is equals to 0. Aha! So now, this is how we transform from this equation to this equation by subbing x to be equals to 5x. Now, we don't have to solve this all the way. In fact, we shouldn't, because the question says hence. And we have to use the results in part 1. The result from part 1 tells us that x is either 1 or negative 1/3. But now x is 5x. So we can say that now 5x is either equals to 1 or 5x is equals to negative 1/3. And you solve this equation by just bringing the 5 over, and x equals to 1/5 or x is equals to negative 1/15.
Yay!
Alright, pretty easy. The trick to this question is do the substitution, and you have to figure out what to substitute, okay? Just observe the difference here, and because you know that it's a substitution of the original x with some other values of x, so you have an expectation, you are able to figure it out. Alright, now you give it a try. I'm going to put a question right after this, and you give it a try. Share your answers in the comment section and see if it's correct. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button below, and you'll be given a notification of when we release the part 2 and part 3 of this video. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you very much. See you.